Hey there, kids. Once upon a time, there was the birth of America, but America didn't spring to life fully formed. No, sir, ma'am, sir. That's why we're here today to talk about how the railroad came to Seattle. Hey, kids, do you want to try to choo-choo? Ready? All together now. Yeah. Wow. So, the West, the new frontier.
Ooh, the West. Land!
Cool, Hollywood!
Now, Hollywood didn't exist just yet, and there's more to the West than just California.
No, there's not! JK!
Like I was saying, the West at that point could be anything as we knew it, from Montana to Oregon, the Northwest, from Arizona to Utah, from Colorado to New Mexico, the Southwest.
Some of those weren't states until decades later.
Not the point.
So we put train tracks through Mexican territory before it was the property of the United States?
Shut up. Like I said, okay, great. Okay, like I said, as the frontier West was being settled throughout the 19th century, some major cities over on the East Coast started connecting through a series of smaller local railroad networks.
Why is that?
Say you had a friend who lived 2 towns over, but the only way to get there was on foot or by horse.
What's a horse?
They were large quadrupeds you rode.
What do they look like?
Tall legs, flowing mane, big tail, very remarkable.
Ooh, like a lizard. We still have lizards.
Not exactly.
I can ride a lizard if it's big enough.
Good for you.
Oh, that is if the lizard doesn't want to eat me, then I'm really in trouble.
Okay, a horse is faster than a lizard, and a train is faster than a horse. And so, these smaller local railroad networks started speeding up travel and commerce, and by 1850, over 9,000 miles of tracks had been laid, beginning the standardization of the railroad industry.
What does that mean?
It means that instead of competing to dominate the field, one ideal locomotive was created, and various companies from across the country worked together.
Teamwork makes the dream work!
They did it to maximize profits and minimize expenditures. Anyways, as it was building further and further west, some cities that wanted to make a name for itself looked to the Transcontinental Railroad to secure financial prosperity. They wanted workers. They wanted to import. They wanted to export.
Workers like Chinese immigrants.
And no one wanted to sail south for months around Cape Disappointment, or, trekking, or walking through the country through dangerous things, or more dangerous things.
And running into natives who maybe weren't so happy at our expansion across their land.
What's the Transcontinental Railroad?
You! Stand over there! You're the San Francisco Bay Area!
Yay! I'm the San Francisco Bay Area. I sank into the ocean long ago.
And you, over there, you are Nebraska!
Yay! I'm Nebraska! I used to be full of soybeans and beef. Now I'm nothing but radiated mutants searching for their next meal of human flesh.
Oh. Now you two are very far apart. Now aren't you?
Hi, friend. Also, hi, friend.
And you're best friends now.
We're the best of friends.
I will violently murder anyone who says this is not my best friend.
So the country set out to connect you two from across the continent in 1863. And ergo, transcontinental.
More like transcontinental.
Good one, best friend.
And when you two finally connected in Promontory, Utah in 1869!
Yay!
A golden spike was driven through the completed railway!
On also falls to love the tree. Happy May.
Ah, yes! The day of glory had arrived, and the road to California was complete.
Hollywood!
That's accurate! From there, this system expanded exponentially. Novelists Frank Norris would refer to this expansion as the octopus.
I'm a ferocious octopus. Here are my sticky testicles. They're so sticky. You wanna look at them? Oh, look at them.
The octopus is a metaphor for the railroad. The many tracks are the tentacles. I just heard octopus and I guess nothing after that.
It's also a commentary on how the machinery of capitalism destroys the individual.
No, wait, no! No, wait, no! But, octopus costume. I'm so sorry.
Go.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, why don't we, Okay, you all ready, folks? Great! Like I said, there's more to the West than just California.
Hollywood.
Hollywood is a smoldering pile of human bones, flesh, and rubber tar pits. But the West is also Seattle.
Hi, I'm Seattle.
Seattle was founded by the Denny Party in 1851 on Alki Beach.
Hi, I'm Denny of the Denny Party.
Then a year later, moved across Elliott Bay to where we are now.
And once the city was settled in 1869, it was incorporated, and then America said, hey, you know what's better than one transcontinental railroad? Two transcontinental railroads! Your turn! No. Enter the Northern Pacific Railroad, which Congress chartered near the end of the First American Civil War. This land path offered over 600,000 miles of land grants from the planned path from Minnesota to the Puget Sound.
That's a lot of acres.
But Seattle wasn't immediately chosen as the sole terminus for the Puget Sound region.
Why?
No, sir, ma'am, sir.
Why's that?
Because there was another city, an evil, dastardly city, and they wanted to be the sole terminus for the Puget Sound region.
Who would do such a thing?
Tacoma!
Hi, I'm Tacoma, and I'm a greedy little mobster.
As the railroad was built further and further west, Tacoma and Seattle got into a bidding war with the company.
Hi, I'm the general concept of company. Railroad commissioners, financiers, and other people you want to impress to get your way.
Please accept this wine and steak dinner.
Boxes of salmon,
Oh, look! Hot dogs covered in cream cheese and sauteed onions for some reason.
lots and lots of oil.
Oh, here are 7,500 town lots, 3,000 acres, $50,000 in cash, $200,000 in bonds, and a 30-foot wide strip along our waterfront!
Here is all of that.
Seattle could be the western terminus of the Northern Pacific Railroad.
The bid goes to Tacoma. Congratulations!
No! But I really wanted that railroad.
And so Seattle gathered up its forces. Everybody was armed. Men, women, children, cats, dogs, geese, deer,
Bears!
and everything in between.
The planning took years, but finally, on June 6, 1885 at 2:30 a.m., the people and beasts of Seattle slipped into Tacoma in the dead of night.
And when Denny gave the signal,
Do it now!
They pounced! They tore down the train depot!
They sank all their boats!
Destroyed the harbor! They slaughtered the police force!
And the firefighters!
They slit the mayor's throat!
They blew up City Hall!
And they set fire to the Central Business District.
And as the fire spread,
The railway was disassembled!
Piece by piece!
And put onto a wagon.
The Great Tacoma Fire of 1885 claimed the lives of nearly 37,000 people, the entirety of Tacoma's population. Some may have survived, but they fled in the night and disappeared just like the city they'd once called home.
And then Seattle got to work!
It was time to build.
It was time to fulfill destiny.
These tracks,
Covered with blood!
We're pounded into the ground!
Piece by piece.
and once it was completed, they invited the Northern Pacific Railroad Commissioner back to Seattle.
Hi, I'm a railroad commissioner.
Hey, look, Tacoma didn't want this railroad anymore, so we took it off their hands.
Fine! Whatever! Seattle is now the western terminus of the Northern Pacific Railroad. Have fun!
Yeah! And that is how the railroad came to Seattle, all by ourselves. And that is the Seattle spirit.
yeah, but they didn't build it all by themselves.
Careful. No.
We can't not mention the contribution of Chinese immigrants.
What are you doing?
After the completion of the railroad to California, many of them came to Washington to do the same. But once the job was done, the city turned on them. A local labor union decided to blame poor wages and working conditions on the Chinese. They rioted for 3 days. Federal troops were called in. In the end, all Chinese were